This is it, the big day. Did you get any sleep? Yeah, I was to bed at 1 a.m. or so. Oh, what time did you wake up? 3 a.m. That's only 2 hours, Apollo. But at least you have me. Yeah, the judge painting. I haven't noticed that. You're right. And the amazing Mr. Hat. I was looking at you, kid. Good luck today, Apollo. That voice. Yeah, did you get any sleep? Mr. Wright. I was going out of my mind with boredom, so I signed myself out early today. Somehow that place makes fake piano playing at the Indochina pasta joint almost seem like fun. That was lots of whiskey. Daddy! Do you know who Prosecutor Gavin's witness is today? Take a guess. How about Little Plum? A Sherman tank of a mom? Nope. Guess again. That's too bad. You know, speaking of moms, you need to find me a new mommy one of these days, Daddy. She will join Pearly in the shipping crew 100%. Right? She will join Pearly as the first mate aboard the SS Phoenix with Pearls as the captain. It's barely morning and already added Jersey. Okay, see, this is why I don't buy their father-daughter relationship. So, Miss Wright, do you know who the prosecution's witness is? Aletta Triara, your client's fiance. She's going to be a witness? That is fair, Pex, that is fair. I've been spending so much time today, during its compiling time at work, writing notes for a thing I was writing yesterday, and I can actually share it now because I had to do some fixing on Google to actually make it shareable, so people will look at it. And she, like, earlier, when Tenda was reading over it earlier, she was like, wait, these 3 pages of notes that you have written so far isn't even part of the story you're writing right now? No, it's the backstory from before this starts. So it could be another story. That's the thing. Yes, I have 3 pages of notes. That seems odd. Why would she testify against her own fiance? I wonder what Gavin's up to. Something's going down today, that much is clear. Well, not to worry, I got my panties back. You can't find a killer. I pulled one out of there. She has enthusiasm. Well, the thing is, this is me explaining, okay, why can the main character do what she can do? That is basically why I did all of that. Like, how did she get to this point where she is at right now, and why she can do it? Court is now in session for the trial of Wookie Kitaki. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Prosecution is warmed up and it's sold out house. Very well. To recap, while yesterday's witness seemed more guilty than any other party, guilty of panty snatching, we did find out one thing for certain. There were 3 people in the park at the time of the murder. The victim, the witness, and the defendant. Correct, Herr Judge. And today I would like to do something a little new age. I'd like to look at this horrible crime from the outside. The outside? The acquisition of the murder weapon, the preparation for the act, our poor defendant told all you see. To his betrothed. His betrothed? His fiancé, Herr Judge. his partner for life, with no chance for parole. Very well. You may show the unlucky lady to the stand. Your name and occupation, Fräulein? Aletiala. Well, my occupation is future wife. Ah, traditional values. I respect that. Too many brides these days can't even weave baskets blindfolded underwater. That's a normal skill, Judge? Okay. Okay, Septile, thank you for joining us today. And have a good evening, or morning, or afternoon. And yet, you're here today as a witness for the prosecution. To be honest, I didn't want to testify at first, but I couldn't hide the truth. Honesty, another admirable trait. Fräulein, is it true that on the day of the crime, the defendant, Wokikitaki, confessed his plans? His plans for murder? Yes. The witness will please give her testimony to the court. It was the day the family health checkup results came back. When Wookie found out that Dr. Maractus had lied, he flew into a rage. I'll teach him, he said. He took one of the family's pistols. And you already know what happened that night. I just don't see how anyone but Wookie could have done it. So, the pistol did belong to the Kitaki family. Then, yes, with regards to this, an investigation is underway at the Kitaki mansion on charges of possession of illegal firearms. And the bullet that took the victim's life, was it? Fired from the pistol the defendant procured? Yes, this has been proved. How can you prove something like that? Bullets carry marks from the barrel that fired them. It's called rifling marks. Rifling marks? Think of it as being a gun's fingerprint left on every bullet it fires. And when did you first hear about Wookie's plan? It was the day of the murder. I should have stopped him. I just didn't think he could actually do it. Ah, very well. The defense may begin the cross-examination. The thing is, though, someone else can have done it. And she is aware of this fact because she was there. So we're just going to press on that one for the time being. Also keep an eye on her. Like, what I really like about this game is that keep an eye on the sprite itself for tells. In terms of, you know, seeing, okay, there's something up with this one. Because those frames, those things are very unique. They're only like used in those frames where like, or that statement where there's something for a tell. She hasn't displayed any yet. Herr Forehead, you will refrain from badgering the Fräulein. It was the defendant, Wookie was it, who took the pistol from his home. We know this for a fact now. I suppose we do. So how could anyone else have used this pistol to shoot the victim? They could not. Simple logic, yeah? That does seem to be the case. Does the defense have anything to say regarding this point? Could someone else have used that pistol? There was another. Based on your testimony, there was clearly another. One other person had access to that pistol. What's this? Interesting. Let's ask the defense then. Tell the court who this other person who had access was. Well, of course. I mean, you, Miss Tiala. Huh? Me? But why? You were quite clear when you told the court. You heard about the pistol from the defendant the other day on the day of the murder. In other words, you knew what he was planning. Let me get this straight. You intend to tell us that this lady stole the pistol from her fiancé? And killed a man in cold blood on his behalf? I have heard of people doing strange things for love, but this... It does seem a bit, well, unfathomable to be sure. I'm all for romance and supporting your partner in life, to be sure, but I think I would hesitate at murder. I hope you do more than hesitate. But what if a different connection could be proven? A connection between the witness and the victim? We might find she had a personal motive beyond wanting to help her fiancé. That would put things in a slightly different light. What possible connection are you suggesting here? You know what I'm starting to think? I'm starting to think that the police never looked inside the safe. I have evidence showing the connection between the witness Miss Tiala, and the victim. His chart. That looks like a medical chart. Found inside a safe at the Maractus clinic. I'd like to draw the court's attention to the names written on the chart. What? Miss Tiala? Whatever. Why is your name on this chart? Sweating? Well, care to explain this, Miss Tiala? I'm not sure what you mean by meaning, Mr. Justice. New frame. Our warm little fiancé just froze over. I wasn't staff at that clinic until a half a year ago. It was boring, so I quit. And she started to show her true face. Look at that smirk. I'm going to enjoy wiping it off her face. That is all. Is there a problem with that? Miss Tiala, you testified you had no connection to the victim. I don't, no. Now? I quit half a year ago, didn't I? So there's no connection. Let me guess, you're the kind of guy who can't rest until he knows every last little detail of his girlfriend's past. Am I right?
That is not true at all. Why, I embrace the ones I love, past flaws and all, and
there's no connection now. It doesn't fly in a court of law. Doesn't fly? She's one tough nut. She probably feels right at home with the Kitakis. You left your jobs at the Maractus clinic, true, but you remain connected somehow.
Very well, Mr. Justice. Show us evidence that proves the witness was still connected to the Maractus clinic.
These sandals were found in the Maractus clinic lobby. They're yours, aren't they? Well, who knows? I'm sure there are lots of people with those sandals. So I'm so sorry, Fraulein, but your act isn't working. Your moment of hesitation just now cost you. But what's with you? I thought you were on my side. Perhaps you are unaware that toes leave toe prints. A simple analysis of these sandals would reveal all. Well, now we see your true colors. I was wrong to cooperate with you from the beginning. I just wanted you to help get Woody back on the straight and narrow.
This court thinks you need to worry less about Wookiee and more about yourself.
I like how the court is like the judge is just laying down the smack here. It's like, witness, you're in deep shit.
It sounds as though we need to hear a bit more about your story.
Your sandals were found in the entrance to the clinic, which means you went there on the day of the murder. Well, there's no little point in denying it.
Very well. The witness must tell us about this visit. Why did you go to the Maractus clinic that day?
Okay, so let's see if there's anything like that, any spread that stands out for us. I did go to the clinic that day. My first time in half a year, since I quit in January. I want to warn him. After all, I knew Wookie had a pistol. Nothing out of the ordinary on this frame. The doctor was always a bit of a timid man. Too timid to admit his own mistake. Why else would I have gone? I'm not hiding any dark secrets. Nothing specific on this one either, and doesn't look like there's anything here either. I wanted to tell him to be careful, as an old friend.
By mistake, you mean? The mistake we heard about from the defendant? The botched operation.
He was a timid small man, but I never wished him harm. Just thought he should let him know, you know.
That does make sense.
Yes, but there is still one thing which does not.
Oh, what is that, Prosecutor Gavin?
The sandals left in the lobby, of course. We can assume she wore these sandals to the clinic, yeah? Then why did she not wear them home? If it were me, I would have worn them home.
I would have worn those sandals at home too.
So, why were the sandals left behind?
Ah, he pointed out the contradiction before me.
There is probably a good explanation for this, right, Miss Tiala? Say, for instance, there happened to be a similar pair of sandals which you wore at home by mistake. Actually, that's right. I'm impressed, Mr. Gavin. Oh, it is nothing. There is, after all, no other possible explanation you have for it.
Oh, what the? No fair! Is filling holes in her testimony. The defense may begin its cross-examination.
But she knew that, like, he was, you know, all but dead. So...
Objection!
This chart was found inside a safe at the doctor's office. Yes. Why would this chart be, one chart be in the safe? Miss Tiala, you know what it was, don't you?
Mind filling me in?
Dr. Maractus didn't have a leisure of making mistakes. That's why he wrote up a false report and kept the truth locked away. A bad Herr Doctor. And this is where you come in, Miss Tiala. The nurse who filled this chart in was you, which means you knew about Wookie's failed operation.
Interesting.
You were in the same position as Dr. Maractus. Kind of makes it hard to claim no connection, doesn't it? You're bold for a novice, I'll give you that. Mr. Justice, you must know I was only a nurse. The doctor is responsible for the chart's contents.
This chart business seemed to be quite important. Oh, please amend your testimony accordingly.
Too bad, little attorney. Oh. Way to point out where something is going on, huh? Just way to point it out.
My bracelet is reacting again.
What is it, Apollo?
I felt my bracelet vibrate just now.
Your bracelet?
Just like yesterday. Just like you said.
But I can't see anything, Apollo.
Huh? Then what's my bracelet reacting to?
Wait, maybe... Yes, that has to be it.
What has to be it?
Your senses, Apollo. They must be sharper than mine.
Huh?
I can't see it, but you can sense it.
I don't know about that.
Trucy, I don't have any kind of special powers or anything. Listen to me, Apollo. There's a weak point somewhere in Miss Tiala's testimony. We don't know what her nervous habit is. Well, then what do we do? You have to perceive it for yourself, Apollo, with your eyes and your senses.
Then it's up to me and my bracelet. I don't know why, but The bracelet helps. Somehow, touching it helps me focus. Let's give it a shot and bring down that testimony.
Oh, wait, there it is. She was fiddling with that. Now she's no longer fiddling with it.
Gotcha! Gotcha!
Why go to the cliff for a half-year-old chart now, you ask? Oh, but you know why you would go now, don't you?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, it was quite clear. Miss Tiala, you have a nervous habit. The moment you said the word now, you used your right thumb to fiddle with your ring. What?
She was unsure. I saw it. Now. That's the key word.
The chart wasn't part of your past. It was clear and present threat.
That's ridiculous. Why, if that was the case, I would have had 6 months to do something about it.
Indeed.
Huh?
Which means something happened quite recently. Yep. Something to make the chart a problem for you now.
I got her on the ropes now. I can feel it.
Time to strike the killing blow with evidence. Miss Tiala, there's no use trying to hide it. The chart became a threat to you now because of this. No, not that one. Yep. A health checkup report belonging to the defendant. The guitarists are trying to get out of the business. The health checkup this month was their first ever. What do you think? Did you think when you heard about this? Oh, nothing. Why should I think of anything? Oh, I think you were positively beside yourself. Because you were afraid. You knew what Wookie's chest x-ray would reveal. A full half year had passed since the operation. You thought you were home free when the chart came back to haunt you. I think so too, Pix. That is all, Your Honor. What just happened? There you have it. Oh, the game is so self-conscious. I love it.
Did a witness just admit to lying?
Oh god, this is nearly as bad as right. PTSD intensifies. I sense it. There was a great aura emanating from her forehead. Very cool. So the lady was lying, it seems. That is correct. She said she had no connection to the Maractus clinic, but her connection was deep indeed. A bit too deep. If the Kitaga's got hold of this chart here with her name, she'd be finished. Isn't that right, Miss Tiala? You guessed it.
Order! Order!
I did it. I broke her testimony. Amazing, Apollo. I didn't see it at all. Daddy was right about you. Wait.
Miss Tiala?
It's true. That chart was bad news for me. That's why I went to meet the doctor that day. But that is all. I told him about the Wookiee and went home. It appears this cross-examination is far from over. What? She hid the truth from us, this is clear. Yet, it is not clear that this truth has anything to do with the case at hand.
Very well. This witness will add this to her testimony. And we'll have a bit more cross-examination. Ah, I was so close.
You're still close. Keep on her, Apollo. Nothing happened at all. I warned him and then I left. But we found this.
Objection!
Actually, it's worse. At least Ryan was only pulling things out of his arse than proving using straight up magic. You say nothing happened in the doctor's office, but I disagree. Take a look at this. Ah, what's that? Looks like a squished up ball of clay. Kind of like you, actually. This bullet was found in the Maractus Clinic office. Something did happen in that office, Tiala.
Objection!
Enough of this joking around. The police investigated that clinic. Ah, but this was stuck inside the doctor's safe. Inside the safe? I guess the police didn't check that check that far after all. I have something weird. Is the audio weird for you guys? It's like kind of weird here.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's not just me. Yeah. Okay, I'm going to save the game state here and oops, whoops! I'm going to save here and restart the game. Hopefully, it is just the game like doing weird stuff. Yeah, normally I experience that from time to time, but normally just restarting the audio engine works. But the thing is, you guys typically don't hear it when I do. This time though, fixed. Excellent. How can you say that bullet was fired on that day? Weren't you the one who explained rifling marks to us? The pistol was taken from the Kanaki mansion that day. If the marks on the bullet match the murder weapon, then that proves the firearm was discharged in that office on the day of the murder. Not bad, Herr Forehead. Bailiff, have this bullet analyzed immediately. 30 minutes later, a report arrives. The rifling marks on both bullets are identical. Well, it seems as though the bullet in the safe was fired from the murder weapon. Perhaps the defense would like to state their position. The bullet in that safe proves one fact. A pistol was fired in that office on that day, and at the time of the firing, the safe was open. The safe which contained the top secret chart. Do you think someone was threatening Dr. Maractus in order to open the safe? Only one person was in position to do such a thing. Our witness, Alita Tiala. Order! 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 Mr. Justice, where are you going with this? Are you accusing the witness? Alita Tiala knew about the Wookiees Kitaki's botched operation. She not got engaged to him without telling about it. As long as the bullet remained in his chest, his days were numbered. What if she married him and then the bullet finally reached its destination? What? That reminds me. Apparently the Kitakis have been asserting themselves in local business practices. I'm making quite a great deal of money. A fortune, if you will. Nefarious. So, she planned to marry him just to get her hands on this fortune. You keep talking trash about my Alita? I'll sue you, lawyer man. Huh? Me? Yeah, you said you'd abuse my Alita. Huh? I think you mean accuse.
Same difference. Well, you can't have her. She's mine. It was me. I shot at Dr. Me. He left me to die, so I left him to die there too, there in the park. Wookie, just cool down a second, please. You get your hands off my Alita, or I'll... Miss Tiala. I'm sorry, it's been so long since I laughed so hard. Something funny? Wookie, wake up and smell reality. Alita, baby? The signature on the chart, the engagement. I mean, come on! So obvious, even for a brainless, spoiled brat such as yourself. Alita? Your honesty is like a brush with a foul air, Fraulein. Hey, I wasn't getting out of this clean anyway. So, the family fortune is what you're really after. Hey, yep. Although I'm not even sure who is more evil of Dahlia and her. I would actually say Dahlia, considering Dahlia murdered a ton of people. That's right. I wanted the money. No way, that's whack! I'm trying to hear that. Well, I should have done with the wedding earlier. Oh well. By the way, can I ask you a question? Who? Me? Earlier you said you were going to abuse me. Accuse? Yep. Of what crime, might I ask? Huh? Oh, I'm a bad girl, sure. I got too close to that brat because I wanted his money. But he was the one with the pistol. He could have fired it onto the safe after I'd already left that clinic. What? I would never do a thing like that. That was definitely this silly brat. Wait, but what are you talking about? Trucy? You had the most to lose if this chart was found. But I didn't have a pistol, now did I? Well, you could have taken Wookiees. You think he'd mentioned that? No? What I didn't say is, it was me. I shot him. That's only because he's trying to protect you. Sorry to intrude on this lovely conversation. But the two of you are forgetting one critical point. What point? Clearly, the Fraulein wanted that chart. You assume she threatened the doctor into opening the safe, but then... wouldn't you have taken the chart? Oh. See? That chart wouldn't have been left in that safe. Ah! He's right. We do count Misty as well for Dahlia's body count, I would say. Miss Tiana. Yes? It is clear to this court that you are not a very good fiancé. Way to state the obvious, Judge. Oh, I'm flattered. Perhaps it's time you told the truth. Tell us about yourself, including your actions and whereabouts on that day. Don't forget, we've proven that you were at Maractus Clinic on the day of the crime. Yes, I went to the clinic that day to speak with the doctor. I wanted that chart, but I failed to get it, so I went back to the clinic later. In any case, I didn't shoot him. You don't even have proof that I stole that pistol, now do you? And that brat was spotted in the park at the moment of the crime. Frankly, I don't think it matters if the Maractus was shot in a temple or not. You went back later? That chart was dangerous, you understand? I needed to get rid of it. That's why I went back that day. So, but you couldn't get the chart then, could you? And later at night, Dr. Maractus was shot. I heard about the shooting, waited a day, but then I had to go back. No easy feat with the cops all over the place. Oh, that was you?
Yeah, Dahlia was just plain evil. This bitch is just greedy. With little regard for anyone else. So you were the burglar. Was that you two? That was you two? Oh, if only I had one more minute. Then I could have opened the safe and gotten the charge.
What? That's trespassing, and brazen at that.
Oh, it's a travel trespassing now. Besides, you can't blame a girl for wanting to protect herself. They're gangsters, you know.
In any case, Mr. Justice, your cross-examination.
Admitting the little crime to avoid the big one, eh? Nothing about that. We just know that she was at the noodle stand.
But you could have stolen it.
Could have? Is this some new definition of proof?
We'll ask Wiki, he'll tell us.
Might I remind you this is a cross-examination? You might want to keep your basis theories to yourselves. Basis hypothesis.
He's right.
Actually could work as a theory here. Baseless theory. Debunked.
He's right, isn't he?
Nothing about that.
The doctor was shot in the right temple, yes?
So it seems.
Let's review the facts again, shall we? If the killer was shot from this location, the bullet was struck our victim square in the forehead. However, the entry wound was in the right temple. Yes, we heard testimony on this yesterday. At the time of the shooting, the witness was standing here. Just before the gun was fired, he shouted. But the victim turned his head and took a look and was shot. But that testimony was proven to be a lie.
Oh god, my voice is cracking.
Our egregious panty snatcher, Mr. Stickler, did witness the crime, but he was standing on the up north next to the trash bin where he tossed those panties. If Mr. Stickler shouted from this location, the bullet couldn't have hit his right temple.
Silly, silly attorney.
What?
Do you remember what you had for breakfast that morning?
Do you remember, Turzy?
I always have a glass of milk for breakfast. What matters is one thing. The doctor was shot in his right temple. If that's the case, there can only be one explanation. The pen? This guy was mistaken.
But his location was proven. You can't write that off as being mistaken.
Then why don't you show us her forehead?
Show you what?
Must I explain everything? Very well. Let's recap. If the witness, the panties guy, was standing to the north, then where was the shooter standing? From what location did the killer shoot the victim?
But wait, if the witness was standing there...
Okay, Mina, take care and enjoy the anime. And thank you for joining us.
How could anyone shoot the victim in the right temple?
I merely laid out the facts for us. It is up to the one possessing the shiny forehead to show us. If you can, that is.
Kitaki was standing at the killer mark. Wesley Sticker was the witness mark. And of course, Hal Maractus was at the victim mark. Let's hear what the defense has to say. Where was the killer standing when they shot the victim?
The facts, as the facts stand now, we can't explain this crime without contradicting ourselves at some point. But I know why. The real killer shot from an entirely different location.
What are you talking about? I didn't see any other place.
Apparently, Mr. Justice does. Let's hear it. Where in the park did the killer shoot the victim from?
It is time to raise the roof and the stakes.
Penalties are such frightening things, don't you think?
But they were a little bit more terrifying.
Like so. A double penalty?
Our foreheaded wishes to take us a new direction. You must be ready for the challenges ahead.
Challenge accepted. It's justice time. Are you sure, Apollo?
The key is to witness Mr. Stickler's testimony. If we believe that, and we know where he stood, and the victim turned when he shouted, there's only one place the killer could have been. The killer shot the victim from here. I believe we all owe a debt of gratitude to Miss Alita Tiala.
What do you mean?
Thanks to you, we had a chance to review the crime. And this time, we were prepared. We know that Wesley Stickler was telling the truth. We should have listened to him from the beginning. Wesley Stickler was standing next to the trash can when he saw the two men. He shouted just as he told us in the testimony. And the victim turned to look in his direction. A shot was fired and the victim was hit in the right temple.
Oh no! Oh yes!
Which direction was his right temple facing at that moment?
That's right, towards the noodle stand. Order! 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 So you're saying the killer was inside the noodle stand?
Let's think about this a bit more, shall we? You said the killer was inside the noodle stand, which would mean the victim, Dr. Meraktis, came to the park, wheeling his own murderer in the cart behind him. This is the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. I'd think you'd notice if you were pulling someone along. There's something we shouldn't worry about before that. Why was he pulling the noodle stand in the first place? Let's deal with our problems one at a time, shall we? Someone's hiding in the stand. We have not come this far to talk about possibilities. Let's talk about proof, baby. Show us evidence that proves that someone was in the stand. Can I prove that? You want evidence that someone's in the stand? Well, I've got it!
Intriguing. Let's see what you've got. Show us proof that someone was hiding in a noodle stand. Because the slipper...
The Meraktis Clinic, and they're covered in paint. The slippers were found in a trash can near the crime scene. And a single slipper print was found at the scene. Right next to the noodle stand. Oh, and Miss Tiala, your toe print was found in the left slipper. In other words, this is proof that you were inside that noodle stand. Ah! I like this objection, this pursuit theme. It is good. Yet there was only one slipper mark found at the scene. Can this be called a footprint in good faith? Observe the diagram. The pathway runs right next to the slipper mark. A slipper wouldn't leave a trace on cobblestone path. Yet you still cannot say this is a footprint, yeah? Why not? You have an impression left by a single slipper. What if it was on a stand and simply fell to the ground? That's just dumb. One more thing. A noodle stand is typically cluttered with tools of the noodle making trade. There's no room for a person inside to ride inside there.
You have a point. Could someone have hidden inside that stand?
Apollo, I think I might be onto something. I think we figured out one of our piece of evidence. In order to make room in the stand, something will have to be moved.
Well, Mr. Justice, do you have proof that someone could have hidden inside the stand?
I can prove one thing. Someone did scheme to clear the space in that stand. This is a noodle bowl from the stolen Eldon's noodle stand.
Yes, and what about it?
We discovered a large quantity of these bowls yesterday in the lobby of the Maractus Clinic.
A large quantity of noodle bowls in the victim's clinic.
Mr. Eldon was very clear about these bowls. Yet the bowls were removed. That night there was space inside that noodle stand. Space created at the Maractus Clinic, no less. Right around the time that you were there, Miss Alita Tiala. Stop! I won't listen to any more of these wild fantasies. No, not fantasies. They're worse than lies than that spoiled brat's pickup lines.
I would like to remind the witness of her current status. This court does not consider you entirely innocent.
Show me innocent, I'll show you a fairy tale.
In any case, the defense has somehow made its point. The witness has both the motives and an opportunity to kill Dr. Maractus.
More fairy tales. This whole trial is a fairy tale.
Then please, pull us back down to reality, Miss Tiala. I'm giving you one last chance to explain yourself.
This is it. Why Dr. Maractus was pulling its stand at night? And what was Alita Tiala doing inside of it? Time to get to the bottom of this case. That night I went to ask Dr. Maractus for a scar. I had no intention of ever letting that chart fall into the Kitaki family's hands. But Dr. Maractus didn't understand. For some reason he thought the Kitaki sent me. I gave up and I went home. All I did was talk to him. So we have two new anime frames here with like she's touching her scarf. You know about the botched operation, so you tried to get rid of the chart to save yourself. I won't make excuses. And I did warn that good doctor. I gave him a chance. I told him that the brat got his health checkup report. And that he was coming to settle the score.
I see. Very well, Mr. Justice, you begin your cross-examination.
Yes, Your Honor. This is it. The last testimony. Either perceive the truth or it's over. Let's see if there's anything here. Because this fragment, this is new. Okay. Doesn't look like anything. Nope, nothing. So there's the other one as well.
Apollo's going all Sharingan on this. Oh, there we have something.
Gotcha!
All I did was talk and a lie. What? Show me proof. I'm pretty sure about this one. I think I'm just gonna get a hang of this. A little slip in confidence, and they give it all away. The proof is you, Miss Tiala. Huh? All I did was talk to him, you claim. Yet you can't hide your own nervous twitch when you say those words. My twitch? What are you talking about? You have a habit of scratching the area of your neck around the edge of your scarf. What? This is working better than I hoped. Her unconsciousness actions tell the truth that she won't say. Habits and lies. 2 dots. Connect the dots and find the truth. Don't look at me like that. I told you the truth. Isn't it when you recall what really happened in that office, you can't keep your hands off your neck, can you? It seems that nervous habits are unconscious reactions that manifest when someone is trying to hide something. You can't hide behind your scarf, Miss Tiala. Something happened between you and the victim in the Miraculous Clinic office. And I got proof that shows exactly what happened. Because this thing has a red stain on the cord. What's that? You're touching your scarf again. There's something unusual about this lamp. The bulb is broken, and there's a red splotch on the cord. Seeing how you hide your neck, I think I can come up with a plausible explanation for the lamp's state. Well, spit it out. This is talking in circles. So talking in circles nonsense is killing me. Very well. The answer is very simple, Miss Alita Tiala. Please remove your scarf. This trial is to determine what happened at that park. We seem to have drifted off target. See you in a bit, Pex. We'll find out soon enough if we're drifting, as soon as the witness removes her scarf. I won't do it. This is insane. I'm an unrelated third party. You can't order me to remove my clothing.
Miss Tiala, I'm afraid you forgot what's already been proven.
What?
You're hardly unrelated. Please remove your scarf.
No. No! I knew it. So I was right, wasn't I, Miss Tiala? Your neck.
Your neck? That isn't what I think it is it?
Something did happen at that night at the Miraculous Clinic. You needed to get that chart back no matter what it took, even if you had to steal your fiance's pistol to do it.
But wait! Looking at this lamp and the witness's neck, it looks like the very opposite happened.
Exactly. The victim in the clinic that night was this witness. Specifically, you tried to threaten Dr. Miraculous and he attacked you. That's what happened at that night at Miraculous Clinic. Oh. That's a slam.
Order! 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 Will someone please tell me what really happened?
I told you the truth already. I went to the clinic that night to warn Dr. Miraculous. That gangster knows everything. He's coming for you. Looks like my clinic seems last patient. We have to get rid of that chart. Quick, open your safe. Give it to me.
So you can save your own skin? What? I know what you're up to. You want in with the family. And as I see that chart, you're finished. Leaving me holding the short straw. But if I'm going down, I'll want some company, you. And what happened next? He jumped at me and knocked me to the floor. Then he took that cord. Paul Maractus was serious, deadly serious. He really tried to strangle me. I must have blacked out.
So, you were the victim.
And the red splotch on the cord was your lipstick. I didn't want to remember that night. That's why I didn't bring it up. There. Are you happy now? I was out cold, almost killed. And you claim that I snuck into that noodle stand. But how could I? Ah!
Well, one thing is clear. We now know what really happened at Maractus Clinic. It would seem that our victim was not entirely without blame himself.
I'm sorry. I get so nervous just thinking about it. It's hard to breathe. I told you everything. Can I go home now?
You bear some responsibility for the events that day, true. Yet, if you were also a victim, this court would owe you some sympathy. Well, Mr. Justice, I believe this clears up the remaining questions for Miss Tiana.
When did this happen? Suddenly, everyone is sympathizing with her. I don't know what to think anymore, Apollo. I mean, is that it? Do we know everything we need to know about Miss Tiana?
Very well. This finishes the cross-examination of this...
Not so fast, this party is just getting started. Now we rock.
What?
Those spikes on your head are softer than they look. Oh, and here's the thing. The sound breaking up again. What the hell is going on? I assume you also heard that the sound was breaking up, right? Let's see if this will help by just reloading from the save. Okay, that doesn't do anything. You missed the... So, what happened is that Tiara was strangled by the victim and was unconscious.
And then he tried to move the corpse and then she shot him.
Or do you not have the stomach to go all the way?
Prosecutor Gavin.
Malberectus choked that little Tiala. She fell unconscious. But what happened next? He's right. There's more we don't know. But she was choked hard enough to leave that mark. She would have been out for a while. Even still, what if it was in her? Well, it was her in that noodle stand. Little Tiala, half dead. Dr. Maractus pulling that stand. And a bullet fired from inside the noodle stand. What if it is true, all true? We might have already figured out what happened that night. Tiala, as you can see, we're not through with you just yet. You really want to blame me for this murder, don't you? Everyone's jumping on the plane train. I'm not entirely sure what plane is right yet.
It's a meditation game.
Okay.
You get guided to meditation by a fox.
Why don't we have this yet?
It has been shown like 3 times and I have told you about it and you have said eh.
Wait, you said nothing about a fox.
I said everything about a fucking fox.
You did not.
I did.
No, you did not.
Then you didn't hear it enough. You should listen to me.
You too, Prosecutor Gavin. The thing is, I haven't been looking into it. I've been kind of like lurking in Call's Discord, not really paying attention to what's been going on there the last few days, considering I've been working so much. You too, Prosecutor Gavin. Me? Frau Lane, I only wish to know the truth. Well, let's go back over what we learned. On the day of the murder, Wookie saw his checkup report, from which he learned about the bullet still inside him. So, he took a pistol from the family stash, with the intention to give Dr. Miraculous some of his own medicine. And Miss Tiala heard about this from Wookie. So, she went to the Miraculous clinic ahead of him, in order to get rid of that chart with her signature. But then, something happened. Sounds like you figured it all out. But remember, I was a victim. I was up cold. But what about Dr. Miraculous? It does seem to be the problem. He had just strangled a little Tiala. Perhaps he thought to death. What did he do after with his crime? I was just knocked out, not dead. From the state of his clinic and the scene at the park, I think it's clear what the good doctor did next. Well, her forehead, clear to guess.
Well, Mr. Justice, what did Dr. Miraculous do?
Maybe he did think he had killed Alitiana. Do you have any evidence to show what he did next? As his next move, Dr. Miraculous stole Guy Eldon's noodle stand. What? Killing me disturbed him that much? So much he randomly stole a noodle stand? It wasn't so random. Remember all the bowls in the clinic's foyer? Bowls that belonged inside that stand? I think it's pretty obvious, don't you? That stand was the clinic. However, the question is, why did he remove the bowls? Maybe because the stand was so heavy? Or he wanted to put something in the stand in their place. Ah, wait, you don't mean... I do. Dr. Miraculous did replace those bowls with something. Your corpse, Miss Tiala. My corpse? Dr. Miraculous panicked. He thought he had killed you. His next move would be to dispose of the body. That's crazy talk. You're all crazy. Then let's think about it logically. The doctor had a place to dispose of you in mind. Welcome back, Callie. You are just in time to witness the finale. But on his way there, who should he run into but the defendant, Wokikitaki? So, what are you having, Callie? I am most curious as to what you're eating. I'm always curious about what people are eating. I question your logic.
What's this, Prosecutor Gavin?
The park is a dead end. Why would he head in that direction to begin with? That's right. He had no reason to go there. Oh, now I get it. It was a trick. That spoiled brat made him do it. He made the doctor steal the stand. Tell me, why would someone go to a dead end? Unless the park was his destination. What?
Apparently the defense has an idea. Tell us where Dr. Miraculous was heading with the stand. Here, please show us on this diagram to where exactly was the victim dragging the stand. There? That's a river?
Yes, Your Honor.
I scarcely need to explain why. A perfect place to dispose of a body.
Oh, that sounds tasty. Too bad I can't have any of it. That's a bad thing. There are so many tasty things that I can make now on the LCHF diet. And there are so many things I can't have on the LCHF diet.
He was going to throw me into that river?
He didn't have any other options, Fraulein.
I believe this clears up all the remaining questions. The victim pulling the stand, the defendant before him. And inside the stand, you, Miss Alita Tiala. And then, the denouement. Wesley Stickler of panty-snatching fame walks up. Seeing the two men, he shouts in that instant.
So after voicing Gavin, I think I'm gonna not have that very pronounced sound because it kind of hurts my throat. I can actually feel pain. It's almost over, luckily for that.
So I shot him. You're the only one who could have stolen Wookiee's pistol. It had to be you. Well, Miss Tiana?
Nice work.
You mean I'm right?
I mean, you've done a fine job dreaming up such a story. To get that spoiled brat up the hook. You're the one who's dreaming. Apollo's backed up everything he said with facts. If you're so sure he's making it up, give us another reason. Why was Dr. Maractus pulling that stand to the park? Who knows? But there's one gaping hole in your logic. I think Mr. Gavin knows whereof I speak.
Whereof what? I can't believe she's still trying to deny this. Is this true, Prosecutor Gavin?
Must I always be the one to point out her forehead's errors?
Maybe there really is something.
I believe the Fraulein speaks of Herr Doctor's car.
His car?
That's right. The Maractus clinic has a big garage.
In which such a green sports car was it?
Why would he steal the stand in the first place? If he wanted to carry a body, he would have used his car. And so we find our victim without probable cause to steal the stand. And our defense without the case.
I have an idea. You know that green car? I bet it wouldn't run. It was broken.
What an excellent counter-argument, Fraulein. Too bad you took quite long. Don't tell me you've forgotten what happened to your daddy.
Daddy? That's right. That night, the car that hit Mr. Wright was that green sports car. Oh yes, I'd nearly forgotten about it.
After what he drove it back to the garage, it ran fine. That's right. So why didn't he use his beloved sports car?
A
glaring contradiction, to be sure. More glaring than your forehead.
No! Order! Well, Mr. Justice, why didn't Dr. Maractus use his car to carry his body?
Is that groan of surrender I hear? Some advice. Now's a good time to review all you know. Everything you learned over the last 2 days.
Everything I've learned? Mr. Justice, this contradiction casts doubt upon your entire case. This is truly your last chance. The defense would explain to us what happened that night. I have an idea. It's all coming together. That night, Dr. Maractus couldn't use his car.
Now you're making even less sense than usual.
Not return to my information, Miss Tiana. Put one and one together, and the explanation is simple.
If it's so simple, perhaps you can show us some evidence? Show us proof why the car wouldn't run that night. Let's see now. Panties again!
All sorts of things come out of my panties. Even the truth. Another crime was committed that night of the murder. The theft of these panties. The latest in a string of similar thefts, actually. But that night, the snatcher was caught in the act. A brave young girl chased the thief down until he hid in the miraculous clinic garage. What? The snatcher hid the panties before running. Perhaps someone in this court remembers where he hid them?
Why weren't they found in the car's exhaust pipe?
Exactly. By the way, I learned something yesterday. A very important piece of information. And I learned for you, Prosecutor Gavin. My, how interesting. While Miss Tiana and the doctor were struggling, the panty snatcher snuck into the miraculous garage. From that time until the time we found these, that car wouldn't even start. What? I bet she only heard it through the microphone. That's why Dr. Miraculous had to use that noodle stand. It was the next closest thing he could think of. Well, Miss Tiala? I am aware how loud the music is, yes. So it does. Where am I? So dark, can't see. Cramped. The pain. My throat is burning. What's your problem? You, Doc. You don't know what you did. Ah. Wookie? You lied to me. So you know what I want to do? I'm gonna give you a taste of your own medicine, man. Wait, let me explain. Fine, I'll give you your last request. Listen, you're being tricked, but not by who you think. It's not just me. No. He's learned everything. I had to stop him.
Cease this at once, you two!
Funny. This isn't the way it was supposed to turn out. Oh well. Too bad.
There's still one mystery. How did you manage to disappear from that stand?
In the silence after the shot, I heard the witness running. I believe he heard as much from Wesley Stickler. He went to use a public phone to inform the police, which is when I made my escape. Which is when you left that slipper print. Dr. Miraculous didn't bother taking my slippers off. I threw them out after I stepped in that paint, though.
That was your mistake.
No, my biggest mistake was coming to you for help, Mr. Justice. I believed in you. You and your anything agency. If anyone could get Wookiee declared guilty, it was you.
believe we reached a conclusion of sorts. Prosecutor Gavin, how is Miss Alita Tiala doing?
She confessed to everything. We're processing her arrest right now. Prosecutor Gavin sure seems calm for someone who just lost. I think he already knew. He figured out that she was the killer a while ago. He lost, but he didn't exactly win either. Something the matter, Herr Forehead?
Looks like it's about time to announce the verdict. Court is adjourned.
Great job, Paulo! You did it! Oh, yeah, we did. Somehow. Wookie's at the hook. Free to become the gangster he always wanted to be. And he has, hey, attorney man! You gonna pay for what you did to my little Holmes? Or to blame, I guess. You give my Alita back. Stupid pointy-haired attorney with a death wish. Enough, Wookie. Ah, Mr. Kitaki. It's high time you opened your eyes, Wookie. What do you know, old man? I think it's about time you opened yours. Giving up life trying to become some kind of businessman. Don't talk about what you don't understand, Wookie. I'm afraid the guard is going to throw them both out. If not in jail, wouldn't that be a happy ending? Hey, maybe we can help them out. We know why Mr. Kitaki needs to make up so much money. Maybe we should tell Wookie. Wookie, Apollo has something he wants to tell you. Huh? I do? Way to put me on the spot. What's that? Show me the reason why, Apollo. Why is Mr. Kitaki trying to become a businessman? Think about it, Wookie. Think about your condition. I talked with your mother, Little Plum, the other day. She doesn't mean. You aren't really, are you? I searched the globe and I found one. A doctor can take that bullet out of you, Wookie. But that's an expensive procedure. Man, but you got plenty of money already, don't you? I won't use it. It was the gangster life that did this to you, Wookie. I want to help you. And I want to do it clean. I was like, wait. Those weren't his eyes, like being shaded. Those were his eyebrows. Please understand, Wookie. Dad! Man, I see how you do, little man. Always you looking out for. Wookie? Listen good, old man, one day. One day, I'm gonna take you out, and then we'll see who's the OG. You try to hide in your business suit, I'll find you. Stupid old geezer. My Wookie. No. It is as it should be. Mr. Kitaki. I liked him more without the puppy dog eyes. I'm glad to have met you. I'm not so good with words, but I know a professional when I see one. Thank you. Who? Me? I don't think someday I'll bake you one of our latest, the Gitaki lime pie. He's opening a pie shop?
Solo. And he was gone. Well, let's head back, Apollo. To the right anything agency. Since when do I work at your agency? Ah, we make such a good team. Don't just stand there, let's get going. Huh, why not? She did help me out, and there's a few questions that still needs answers. Like this power of mine that she showed me, and my bracelet. If anyone can help me figure it out, it's her. Though, I can't say I care much for what her father has become. Oh, that's right! We have to go someplace first. Huh? Where? Why? To claim our reward from Mr. Eldoon. Ah, salty noodles. Right. You got to stand back already? Oh, and after that you can come see my show. With a special appearance of the amazing Mr. Hat. Ain't a special, alright? Please, anything with him? And that...
She looks cuter without the hat, though.
Yeah, I do like her looks with more without her hat, but she's a magician. So, that concludes today's stream. I thought that if I was going to end, if I had ended the stream earlier, I would probably have stopped it right now for YouTube and done a little bit of Minecraft. But I think it's fine to stop here. We've been streaming for 3.5 hours almost. And tomorrow, Tenno and I are going out to play Pokemon Go, basically all day. So, there's that. Now, I would like to thank you all for watching today. It's been a pleasure as usual. I just feel a little bit bad that I have to, you know, revise Clavier's accent because my throat is getting absolutely just destroyed by him. But that'll be it for today, as I said. Next time we'll be having... Oh, I should actually probably have shown you a little bit of a snippet from the next one because it's a special, all right. Now, let's see. Can we raid someone? We cannot. Wow. Second day in a row where I'll have to show the end card. Wow. That doesn't happen too often. So, let's do like this. Oop. Oh, we might as well just do like this. Thank you all. And have a good weekend. I hope you will have a good weekend. And I hope to see you for Monday when I will stream some more Golden Sun. Take care, everyone, and goodbye.